Starting off our materials, we have 3 colors of 20 gauge wire. We have gold brass wire, a silver plated copper wire, and a solid copper or rose gold colored wire. Next, we have 3 different sizes of round objects for the center, the middle, and the outer loops. We have a fingernail file and our ruler. Next, we have 2 medium-sized jump rings, which we will use to attach the wire to the earrings. And now our tools. We will be using the wire straighteners to smooth our wire to make sure that our earrings have a nice finished look. We have the wire cutters, flat nose pliers, and needle nose pliers. To begin creating the earrings, we are going to start by cutting the wire to length. Each color of wire is going to be a different length. The gold wire we will cut at 6 inches, the copper wire at 5 inches, and the silver wire at 4 inches. With the straighteners, we'll smooth out the wire before placing it on the ruler to cut it to the correct length. This is the gold wire, so we are going to be cutting it at 6 inches. Placing the wire at the 6-inch mark, we will then hold the other end tightly in our fingers and cut it off with the wire cutters. We will be doing the same thing with the copper wire or rose gold colored wire. First, straightening it out with the wire straighteners, and then placing it on the ruler, we'll measure it to 5 inches and cut the wire. And again, repeating all of these steps for the silver wire. The silver wire should be cut at 4 inches. Next, we will begin shaping the wire. Using the largest object, we are going to wrap the longest wire on it. Centering our wire on the round object, we will bring both ends up to cross at the top. Solid brass wire has a tendency to spring back, so we are going to cross this wire all the way over itself until we have about 1/4 inch of both ends of the wire sticking out past that crossed point. Now we will take the copper wire and our middle-sized object, and centering the wire, we will wrap it around until the ends come together and cross 1/4 inch. We will be creating loops at both ends of the wire, which is why we need to cross it 1/4 inch to give ourselves room to create that loop. Holding the point where the wire crosses, you can adjust that teardrop shape by pulling against the ring mandrel or round object, moving the wire up and down to create a full teardrop shape. With the silver wire and the smallest round object or ring mandrel, repeat all these steps to create the final and smallest teardrop shape. Adjust and bend the wire until you are happy with the teardrop shape. And now we are going to create loops at both ends of the wire using our needle nose pliers. We will bend both ends of the wire towards what will become the back of the earring. Grasp the wire in your pliers 1/4 inch or less from the tip and give it a twist to create the loop. Repeat on the other side, making sure that you twist this loop in the same direction as the first, towards the back of the earring. Then adjust the teardrop shape so that the ends of the wire are level with each other. Bonus tip number 1. You can change the color of the 2 middle teardrops to be the same so that all 3 of the teardrops are matching color. Really, you can choose whatever colors you want to create the teardrops with, and arranging those colors in whatever order you want to create different looks. And bonus tip number 2. Before you create the second loop on the teardrop, you can add some beads. You can use a wide variety of sizes and shapes and colors. I chose seed beads in a fallish sort of color scheme. As a side note, adding beads in odd numbers tends to look best. So here I've chosen to do 5, 3, and 1. And now that we have added the beads, we can close that other end of the wire, creating a loop. And then create loops on the other 2 teardrop shapes, bending the wire over itself towards the back of the earring. When creating the loops, try to keep the wire in the same place in your pliers every time so that the loops remain consistent in size with each teardrop shape. Now we can go on and I'll show you how to finish the earrings. And then we will flatten down those loops with our flat nose pliers. And here we will do the final adjusting to the teardrop shape before adding it to the jump ring. The next step is adding the teardrops to the jump ring. Using the flat nose pliers, twist the jump ring to the side to open it. And now we can add the wire. Starting with the largest teardrop, which is gold, we will place 1 loop onto the jump ring. And then we will add 1 loop of the middle teardrop. Then, when we add the smallest teardrop shape, we will put both loops onto the jump ring. And now we can add the other ends of the copper and then gold wire. And then we will also add the ear wire, making sure that the front of the ear wire is towards the front of the teardrop shapes. And then we can close the jump ring. Lastly, to help the earrings dangle, we'll shape the wire by holding it at the top and bottom. 1 teardrop at a time, gently pull the wire apart. Especially focus on the 2 middle wires so that they can swing easily in the earring. I hope you enjoyed this class. I'll see you in the next one.